Now, Nigeria has taken the lead in the reduction of global greenhouse gas emissions by establishing a national emission trade framework. Flagging off activities on the development of Nigeria's emission trading framework, the Minister of Environment, Barrister Muhammad Hassan Abdullahi, said this will trigger the critical first steps towards defining roles and responsibilities to institutions and entities that will ensure the objective of the National Emission Scheme is met. Again, let's join Joycelyn Elakache Ada, our environmental correspondent, for details.
It would be recalled that Nigeria signed the Paris Agreement with the goal to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees and preferably to a 1.5 degrees Celsius compared to pre-industrial levels, and in addition to reduce global greenhouse gas emissions as soon as possible to achieve a climate-neutral world by mid-century. Over the years, Nigeria has been committed to a set of nationally determined contributions. At COP26 in Glasgow, President Muhammadu Buhari announced Nigeria's net zero target of 2060, making Nigeria the first major developing country and the first in Africa to undertake such commitment. The Minister of Environment, Barrister Muhammad Hassan Abdullahi, said the government is taking the lead on the establishment of a trading scheme with legal framework provided in the Climate Change Act of 2021 for the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions through a cap-and-trade-based emission trading schemes to meet the net zero target.
Nigeria realizes that its efforts on carbon management policy stands to gain from aligning our national emissions planning to international mechanisms such as the emissions trading scheme. If we succeed with this, Nigeria positions itself as a leading regional carbon trading center and will positively impact our environment and economy.
The emission trading schemes, in short ETS, is basically a market-based approach used to reduce the anthropogenic greenhouse emissions, particularly carbon dioxide, into the atmosphere. The emissions trading, also known as cap and trade, is a cost-effective way of reducing greenhouse gases.
It's important also here to mention that Nigeria has just the Federal Executive has approved the new energy transition plan, which the Office of the Vice President and the ministries are all working towards achieving our net zero emission as promised.
The UK has been supporting various initiatives aimed at strengthening Nigeria's ambition to tackle climate change, and through the Voluntary Carbon Markets Initiative and TA from our programs such as UK Pact, which has offered support to the development of carbon registry, as Mr. Huzi said just now.
The Minister of Environment, Barrister Muhammad Hassan Abdullahi, said Nigeria cannot afford to ignore the possibilities of generating upwards of 250 metric tons of CO2e annually, amounting to an estimated value in excess of $3 billion. He said the Federal Ministry of Environment is therefore poised to explore all options that are driven by domestic realities and yet in tune with global benchmarks and best practices to ensure the development of a scheme that adds value to the environment, trigger bankable and commerciable transaction, which will ultimately generate jobs. Joycelyn Elakache Ada, ASO Television News.